Hello, how's it going? I've been totally messing with all my settings, so please let me know that you can hear me all right and it's working, and that the music's not too loud. It's supposed to just be quiet in the background. I might turn it down a bit more actually. Right. Nearly ready. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Hang on. It's working? Alright, cool. That's fine then. I've updated my OBS and I've like connected it all up and all that stuff through all of it, and it's supposed to make it easier. Don't know if it does. Hang on. Oh my gosh. Right. This will be slicker going forward, I promise. I don't know if my Twitch stream is actually working or not. Trying to multi-stream. Do you know what? I'm Do you know what? I'm stopping the music. I don't need it. I don't think my Twitch stream is working. That's a bit disappointing. Also, don't have any of the actual stuff that's supposed to be working in OBS for my YouTube stream working in there, which is fantastic. Okay, right. So I can't actually get to see the chat or anything, which is brilliant. I have actually got like some ideas for this, by the way. I'm not just gonna be sat around watching me fail. Welcome in, Stu, Spike, Aiden, Chris. Thanks for joining me, guys. Bear with me just a second. I'm struggling just a little bit, but I will be all sorted real soon. Why can I hear myself? Hi Jerry, how's it going, mate? I'm kind of disappointed my Twitch stream isn't working. Should be. Rubbish. Well, none of this worked as well as I was hoping it was going to. So we are going to just move on, I think. Just move on. Let's try restarting it one more time. Okay, review. What's going on? Oh dear. So I was going to do some a little bit of Elixir, which kind of interests me. I did a little bit earlier the other day, and it was pretty fascinating, to be honest. This is just not working for me. This is just so bad. This doesn't work. I was just going to go without. Just have to deal with it. Right. Okay. Right. Enough messing around. Enough messing around. Let me try and... Let's go here. This one, not sideways. This one. So I can't actually I can't actually really see the chat because it's all the way over here, tiny, tiny, tiny in the screen, and I can't seem to make it bigger. I was full of hope for these for this OBS YouTube plugin, thinking this is going to be it. This is going to be the thing. This is going to be what it is. But it's not. It's not working. Should be able to go here. And this should work. There we go. Right. Now we can do this. We can do this. We can move. Right. This could have gone a lot better. Guess I'm going to need to mess around with that going forwards. Oh dear. What a great start. Oh dear, okay. Right. I'll just catch up on these. Thanks for the kind words, Chris. I appreciate that. Aiden, yeah, Selectolax is all I've been using for like well over a year now. In fact, the maintainer or the creator of Selectolax actually put one of my videos in the GitHub repo, which I thought was really cool. So there you go. I have to kind of use it now. I'll try and type quietly. I got a new keyboard. Trial and error, yeah. So I don't know if any of you have streamed to YouTube before, but there's the proper like YouTube OBS login, and you can log in and you can manage everything from OBS. So I started the stream from there fine. I can see the chat, but it's literally tiny. So I can't make it any bigger. And it doesn't give me any of my stats, doesn't connect or anything like that. Even though I started streaming from it, but you know, whatever, it's fine. We'll move on. And I was going to multi-stream as well using this plugin into Twitch, just, you know, for fun. And it says it's streaming. Is it? I have no idea. No. I was streaming 15 minutes ago for nothing. And it's blank screen. Oh well, whatever. Never mind. Let's move on. Right, so this is what I wanted to look at. Let's make this bigger. So this is Elixir, which I think is pretty cool. There's a lot of things I like about Elixir. There's a lot of things that I'm not sure about. So like the pattern matching obviously is pretty cool. I like the idea of that. I like the thought process of it. And I like the piping stuff in, you know, so instead of like doing all of the like chaining functions together, which I end up doing quite a lot, you just get your function to do the thing and then you kind of just pipe it in like this into the next thing. So this does this, and then the result from this gets put into this, etc., etc. So what I thought I would try and do is I would look at this, which seems to be the main sort of web scraping thing for Elixir, and we would see how we get on. I've done exactly about half an hour of Elixir so far, so it's probably going to be a bit bad, but you know, there's always the example spider to copy. So hey, peaceful guy, how's it going, mate? Yeah, you know my my sporadic once a year streaming schedule. So yeah, that's the plan for this one. I thought we'd just see how it goes and figure some stuff out, and let's see if this works. I set up my own little test site as well, which is this, so we can abuse this as well if we need to. I'm going to release a load of test sites going forward. I don't know if you guys have been in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, do jump in the Discord. It's the link's in the thing down below. I'm going to start doing like, I'd like to do some like community challenge stuff, things like, you know, but aimed at beginners. So like if you already know what you're doing, hopefully if you jump in, just help people out, that would be awesome. Or, you know, or not. But I'm going to set up a few like test sites, and you can practice and, you know, get people up to speed, I suppose is the answer. Right, so to start an Elixir project, hang on, my chair. And this is one of the other things that I really like about languages like this. Elixir and Rust have this as well. You can just do mix. It says it up here. So we can just do mix new, and we'll just call this one, I can't call it scrape, I've done it already. We'll call it Elixir live. And this will create, I don't know what SUP is. SUP is something. This creates everything for us, which is really cool. I really think Python could do something like this. And I know that we've got like poetry and stuff, but I'm going to be honest, the whole like virtual environment thing in Python, I really don't like. It's just, it feels like an extra unnecessary-ish step, I suppose. Test sites would be good. Yeah, so I'm going to be releasing this one. I'll just post. I might make a video about it, or I might post it onto my Discord. It's just fairly basic, like not that exciting stuff, right? But the idea is that this site is behind Cloudflare, but I'll make it so you don't get blocked or anything like that, so people can, you know, go ahead and just feel free that they're not going to get stuck on anything or that anything like that, and we can all like compare. Like I'll write some code to scrape it, other people I'm sure will, and we can all compare and we can see whose is the best, or well, no, not really the best, but you know, whose is doing what, who chose what approach, and all that sort of stuff. And eventually I'll ramp up the Cloudflare protection, etc., etc. Yeah, thanks to Rick, who's the moderator in Discord as well, is helping me with that, because that's kind of what he knows and what he does day to day. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's move on. So we got our Elixir project here, mix. So if we go tree, you can see we get this. Is this text probably big enough? Let's make it a bit bigger. So you can see we get all this stuff already created. Now with Elixir, EX and EXS. So as far as I understand, EX is they're all Elixir files. This stands for scripts. So the EXS ones you could run on their own, but the EX ones need to be compiled. So I think that's how it works. So let's fire up our good friend Neovim. Excuse me. It is Friday night after all. And let's have a look at mix.exs. Right, so we've got our project configuration files here. So we're under our dependencies, we want to add in Crawley and Flocky or Floki. Now I was looking at this before. I know you guys probably can't really see this that well, but we'll have to just deal with it somehow. I think this is not ideal. I don't think Flocky is the best option for this. I think there's one called Meeseeks, which is incorrect. I don't know if this is correct, but I think is like based on Rust or something, which is the one that I think people are using now. But we're just going to use these ones for now because I have no idea what I'm doing with Elixir. So we're just going to wing it and go from there. Okay, so that should be good. So after this, we can do this dependencies.get, which is just going to install everything. Okay. That should install things. Sweet. Nice. See, I really like this. I really like this. Like I said, I wish Python had like a central, everyone uses this package manager or whatever. Cargo's the same. When I looked into Rust initially, Cargo is really cool. Go doesn't have anything like that so much either, but still. Right. So let's have a look. What have we got? Create a spider. I wonder if I could, if I split the screen a bit more horizontally. I'm always going to struggle to see, I think. Okay, let's try and put you up here. Right, let's come back in here and we'll open up our main file, which is under... Oh, this doesn't help. I've called it all Elixir, does it? Okay, so this is our main file. Another cool thing about Elixir is these doc strings, you can actually write Markdown within your Elixir code and then use a package or a library to then generate standard Elixir documentation. So all the docs for Elixir looks the same when you do it, which I thought was pretty awesome. Right, cool. So let's add in our use crawly. Oh, I don't have. Why is my LSP info? Okay, we are connected. Okay. Okay. And this is the whole bit I didn't quite get before. The impl. What is impl? Declares an implementation of a callback function or a macro. Right. Okay, that makes sense. So we can do. Does this mean that my code editor isn't loading it up, or does that mean that my stuff isn't installed properly? I don't know. We will find out. Okay, so we're going to set our base URL under here, which makes total sense. Right, that's fine. Okay, so this is like a shorthand function. Not entirely sure about that. Okay. And again, another declares an implementation of a callback macro. Or okay. So this is declaring a spider something or other. Sorry, I'm late. Kian, don't worry, mate. Nice of you to join me. What keyboard are you using? Is that because you can hear it really loudly? If the keyboard's annoying, let me know. I'll move the microphone, try it out of the way. It's I just got a new one actually. Keychron V2. I got loads of different keyboards. I keep trying to find the perfect keyboard, so I just keep buying keyboards and keep changing all the time. Is what it is. That's the wrong way around. There we go. Right. So we're creating another macro thing here, and we're having start URLs. Okay. So if any of you have used Scrapey before, this should start to look a little bit familiar. Start URLs. Okay, this is I'm not really sure about this. A list. Okay, that makes sense. I know it's not related to anything, but Samuel just got fired. Yeah, I saw that popped up, and I was like, what? I saw that TJ and Primogen were going through it. I don't know. I'm not really bothered about that sort of stuff. It's really weird. I find it quite odd to me. I know that in big companies, CEOs swap around a lot anyway. I don't know if that's related or whatever's going on. Yeah, funny old world. Okay, so now we've got our base URL, which is what we're going to use to add to all of the extra links that we go to, and our start URL, which is obviously where we're going to start. So where do we go next? We're going to create a pass item. Okay, so let's see. So this is setting it up, our spider. Then we're doing passing the item. So this is just defining the response body. And then we go through each one. I know enum and map is used a lot in Elixir. Here we go. Okay, so instead of okay. Okay, so this is creating our item, which we're going to spit back out again. So we find, yeah, makes sense. So here's our, it's like pattern matching, okay, and this is our atom, I think, which is, I think this is a reserved name. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, cool. Let's do that then. So we don't need this. So we're going to have our pass item function. I guess it has to be called pass item. Where do we call pass item anywhere? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Pass item callback, and I like it. It has the /1 because you can have multiple functions with the same name in Elixir as long as they take in a different number of arguments, which kind of makes sense, I suppose. It's a difficult one to get your head round. Okay. Oh dear, my Neovim, my config's gone a bit crazy. It's going to move everything over to the side for the moment. So we do OK and then document. So we're saying this is our document. That's going to be our floki.pass. Yep. And the response.body. Okay, response.body. That makes sense. So we're going to indent this. My config is dying. It really doesn't like it when I do square curly braces inside. I'm on my virtual machine as well, which doesn't help. It's not the same. It's not the right version of my configuration. New scraping, I was wondering if it's possible to get the API request URL and its headers in Playwright. Yeah, you can. So to do that, you got in Playwright. You want to look in the documentation. It's called network events, I think, or network or something. And what that'll do is that'll give you access to every network event that happens when you load the page, and you can then you can print them out or do whatever you want with them, so you can find them all. Beginning of Skynet taking over. Well, that hasn't happened yet, otherwise we would have had the Terminator by now. Right, so I got this. That makes sense. So now we want to what? Don't know. Items. Okay. This is really confusing because you don't have to have like brackets and stuff around things. Weird. Document. Like this. Loki.find, right? Okay, that's fine. That makes total sense. And we want to find all of the thingies. So we're going to go, let's just do inspect. And let's just find, let's just find the name for the moment. H3. So I want to find LIH3, okay. First H3 tag, so that should be right. So this is CSS selector, yeah, okay. Then we can take what comes out of there. Finally getting somewhere with it. Yeah, so the most common thing is people trying to do the wrong sort of method for the site that you're trying to work on. So like, really take a minute and have a look and think, because you may not need Playwright, but if you're talking about API requests, you probably do. Another one to look at if it's solely that is Selenium Wire, which gives you the same sorts of things, but Playwright with the network thing should be fine. All right, then we do our enum because we want to map. Makes sense, cool. Then this function, okay. So we're creating like Is this like a what's the word? Anonymous function? Let's hope so. Okay. So now we want to pull some of the data out. Title, so this is like creating our dictionary. So we're in the H3 already. So let's just get the text from it. So let's do title. Find, and then X because we're referencing it here. Cool. Then we just want the A tag because we're just trying to get the text, which you can't see because it's behind my head. It's in this element, which is the H3A text. Okay. Then we pass in, we don't need the attribute, we just want the text. Okay. Why aren't we using items? Items down here, right. This seems masochistic. I always like to make sure that I try these things and I see, and so I understand, because what we've done so far, I could have written in about 30 seconds in Python without even thinking about it. But it's always good to know what it's like, what the other options are. For all we know, this could be the next best thing. This could be it. I also wanted to try functional programming. I didn't want to do OCaml. I wanted to do Elixir because Elixir is dynamically typed, and I liked the whole like take the data from this and send it into this, which is what we're doing here. So we take whatever comes out of this little bit here gets piped into text. We'll see. Right. I have no idea. I don't think this is going to work, but we'll try. So I think we're just going to do, we don't need to do any pages right now. So then send sign, because this is a data thing. Items is items. Okay. Pass item has no local return. Is this supposed to be outside of that function, isn't it? Nope. Why Selenium Grid has some unpredicted crashes? What, the browser within Grid, is that crashing? It can happen. They are browsers after all. Do you find building scrapers in a language completely is a good way? Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. There is, if I was, because I know what we're doing here and here, it makes it, I could learn it. This is why I know what's going on. If I didn't do this sort of thing in loads of other, in like Python and Go and all that, I would be building something else. But I'm going to be honest, this is not ideal. Like, just to try, I have no idea what's going on here. It kind of makes sense, right? It kind of makes sense. It's got some cool features as well. Like it has, you can run it standalone. You can run it because obviously it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's compiled as well, so you can. It should be quick, so you can compile it and run it on its own in a like a Docker container and stuff, which gives you loads of options. And it does this. This looks pretty cool as well. So you can like just create the spiders using YAML, and obviously it only works for like HTML sites, but there's still plenty of those about. And you can like look, you can just add in the information, and then you can send it off. And this is one of the main, this and the rendering thing, which I thought was quite cool, is one of the main reasons why I wanted to look into it. And, you know, I'd never done any functional programming before, so I thought I would try it. Still confuses me after a couple of years. Yeah, well, like all things, like everything programming, you just have to keep doing it and you get there eventually. The only reason why I know how to overcome certain problems is because I've come against them myself. So I've got no choice really. I just know it. The YAML thing is cool. Yeah, see, that's what I liked. But I just don't know if I'm going to gel with all of this stuff, to be honest. How do you even run it? You have to run it with like Mix, I guess. Yeah. We might have to rethink about this. We might have to revisit this. This is not like... I wonder if... I think, isn't Elixir like best for... like, it's supposed to be really good for like concurrency and stuff because it runs on the Erlang, whatever it's called, virtual machine. I think that's the idea anyway. Right. We're going to come back to that. I don't like that. I'll stick to give me Go or Python and I'll be happy. Statically typing, yeah, I know. That's the other thing, isn't it? Because you just don't know what's coming back. So it's not that easy. Yeah. If I'm scraping, I'm using Python, definitely. But I don't really like Python for web applications. I definitely prefer Go for that. I think there's too many in Python. There's like too many options, and that just doesn't. I know it just doesn't feel that great, especially with all the new frameworks that use all of the type hints. I kind of feel like, and I'm gonna have to like caveat this with the fact that, you know, I have quite a thin pillar of knowledge when it comes to this sort of stuff. So I'm only basing it on my experience. So, you know, if people have got wider ranges of experience, then that's fine. That totally makes sense. But type hints just don't really seem to make sense to me, because it's like, it doesn't enforce it. So what's the point? It's just telling it so it comes up in your editor nicely. Well, I mean, that's fine. But when your type hints get really long and convoluted, then where does it stop, right? Like there's I haven't looked at Fast API for a while, but there's this other one, right? And I was looking at it. Where are we? So I was looking, I thought I might give this a go. And I looked at this and I was like, what? What do I need all of, what? Pydantic enforcer. What? I mean, I'm like, what? I mean, really? All of these imports, and then, ORMs as well. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I know a good ORM is a good thing, but you get all of these, and because you have to have separate classes for create and update, and this happens in Fast API as well. You have to get separate base models. This should be Pydantic as well, I think. Pydantic, yeah. So you have to create different classes for the models for each of the update create, because you want to change different bits of data. It just kind of feels really unpleasant to me. And like when you see the you can get out of control really quickly, yeah. And when you see things like this whole section It's just the function and its parameters. So we got self, authors, update, and I know that's I know it's necessary. And then we're telling it what we're returning, and then this is what the function actually does. That's it. So I'm not sure. I know this is kind of behind my head a little bit. Look, I'm sure if you did this a lot and you really got involved, it would make total sense, and you would like. I'm sure you could get really involved with it. I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about it compared to like writing just some Go to get an HTTP server and a setup going where you can compile it and all that stuff. Kind of feels a bit nicer to me. But for scraping, it's always going to be Python. It's so much easier. Where are the... Where's it gone? Example? Oh, this is the basic example. Example upgrade. It's pure black magic. That's the thing that I don't like. It's too much. Yeah, it's too much magic. I tried to get on board with Django as well for a bit, and it was fine. I can see the appeal. I just didn't really like. See, this makes more. This looks fine to me, right? But this is such a basic example because we can say, hey, look, we're taking in your item ID, which is an int, but then you have this, which is a union string none equals none. That's just really untidy. I don't know if that just doesn't look good to me. And I know that you get that. I know you get this. You get some of this in Go as well, but it's not normally. You don't have like union or any or all the other ones. So I don't know. Maybe maybe I should actually like put some time into learning it properly. I guess maybe that would be the best option. But you know. Still. What football club do I support? I missed that question. We were talking about... I got on a massive sidetrack. I support Arsenal in the UK. Do I use Puppeteer? No, my... Puppeteer is really a Node thing. I was a heavy advocate of Playwright for ages. And now I solely use Selenium Grid. I have a... Oh, that's the wrong one. I need to delete that one. This is my... this is running on my server, which is my little computer down there. It's only got max concurrency on it on 1, but this is what I use for like testing. So if I ever need to use a browser for anything that I'm working on, I just send it off to here first. Super easy. And then it just runs it on this and then spits me back the data. So I don't have to ever install Selenium or anything like that. Is writing a web scraper a good way to learn the language? It can be, yeah. It depends though, because you can easily like run it. If it's really not suited, the flaws of it can really get in the way of your learning. But I'm definitely you have to do stuff in the language to learn it. Yeah. It's either that or, I just tend to be honest, I would always do the things that I'm going to use the language for. So I pretty much do either web scraping code or I build basic web applications for my own personal needs or for like client needs or whatever. And I build a lot of scripts and apps for moving data around from various APIs, so like logging and authentication and moving data and transforming it and stuff. So I do all of that. If I like the way that language works doing that, I learn more. And I like the way that Go works for 2 out of those 3. People get IP banned? Yeah, so you can do. I've never been IP banned from Amazon. I think if you get IP ban, I don't know how long it will last. And you can always, unless you're, I don't know about across the world, but in the UK we don't have static IPs for our home internet, unless you specifically ask for one. So I can just restart my router and get a new IP. Or I don't do that because I just use a proxy. Or even in some cases, you can, if you have a VPN for whatever reason, you can just use that. That doesn't always work though, because they're data centers, they're known, and they're blocked for a lot of sites. But Amazon's pretty easy. Although I do find you do need a browser more for Amazon now. They used to not really care. And also, if it's Amazon product information you're after, there's the Amazon product API, which I think you have to be an affiliate for. I don't know if you need affiliate sales. If you do, it's not that hard to, send an affiliate link to your friends and get them to use it so you can have access to their API. Sometimes it's hard to bypass detection with Selenium. Yeah, it can be, although most of the basic modern detection is JavaScript tests. So you fail them without a browser anyway. So if you need to use a browser to actually pass them, mostly. There are some exceptions. So the first things you want to do is like Selenium Stealth, undetected Chrome driver, to help you out there, which is a good option, good starting place. Hardest sites, yeah, it will be anything where anybody has bothered to put in the best protection. Doesn't matter if it's JavaScript heavy, if they haven't bothered with actually protecting it with like Cloudflare. There's a couple of other ones, I forget the name. One begins with A, and another one. So yeah, there's some tough ones. Hermes, as in, what's Hermes? We're not using this now. Let's put this over here. There we go. French boutique. Okay, cool. Did the Elixir the Elixir tutorial was not a tutorial. The Elixir tutorial was me falling on my face trying to get Elixir to do anything with my basic limited knowledge, and I've parked it, and I will come back and revisit it another day, and I'm going to make a video about it, even if it's like, which will probably be like, Elixir's cool but it's not good for this. That's probably what it's going to be like. French boutique, okay, cool. Yeah, anything that requires making accounts is just not really that viable anymore. There's so much, like, all the extra authentication and stuff. So yeah. Ugly clothes and models. You mean this one? Paris, yeah. Why do people use Selenium rather than pulling the data? Because sometimes you need to have a real browser open to let the website give you the information, like full JavaScript sites that just don't return anything unless you run it in a browser. In some cases, you can use Selenium or whatever browser to just grab the headers and cookies, and you can then make requests underneath it. So, for example, I don't know about this site, so I'm just talking out loud. But for example, sometimes if the information is going to be in here, right, but you need, say you're getting it from, there aren't any, but if it was like, let's say we wanted to get this JSON data here, it could be a case of we could make the first request by loading up the browser and then getting this, and then we would take the response cookies and headers and everything, so like all of this stuff which is behind my head conveniently, and then we would like put that into requests, and we could actually then make more requests without Selenium to this site. It works sometimes it's useful information to do, other times it doesn't go like that, but sometimes it does. So Cloudflare bypassing is hard. Datadome is almost impossible. I don't know if what's the one I'm thinking of then? Begins with A. Datadome. What's it called? I don't know now. That's annoying. Sometimes the website API instead of data returns HTML. Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's all right though. You can just pass that reasonably easy. Is there any service that can help me making code? If you drop into my Discord, someone will probably be able to help you out. There's loads of people in there. I think we might be, hopefully I don't dox myself, up to 500 now. $499. There you go. You can be the 500th member, and Rick will be very, very happy, because apparently on 500 members you get access to load more statistics for your Discord channel, which Rick is going to really enjoy. Yeah, so if you ask in there, someone will be able to help you. There's guys in there that do it, that might be able to take up a job as well from you. Yeah, you encountered that too, yeah. Yeah, I've got no commands or anything. So I don't have anything. I'm not really a streamer, I'm afraid. I'll find you a link. Hang on. If anyone's got it quickly. There. 500. Nice one. Nice one. Thank you. Appreciate that. How about using Rust? I did start learning Rust. I liked, you got it from description. Nice one. Yeah, I liked it, but nah, it's way too much for me. I'm happy with Go when it comes to stuff like that. I don't want to worry. I can't deal with lifetimes and all that stuff and all that. Oh, no. I'll stick to Go. My cheesy. I'll just accept its limitations. 501, even better. Let's keep growing. What's BF? Neovim tutorial when? Yeah, here you go. Here's your Neovim tutorial. I don't know. Oh. Try not to dox myself. So I'm on my main PC now. See, that's how good I am. I've got Neovim old and Neovim extra and all that stuff. There you go. This is my Neovim config. It is essentially way too big. It is essentially Kickstart from TJ with a few bits added on the bottom, which are these, and that's it. And you don't need any more than that. And I'll show you why, because it's got everything that you can think of wanted in, and this is the best add-on for those that are learning is this. So basically you hit the leader key and it tells you what all of these will do. So you now have all these options, so you can choose what these are and it will take you to the next ones. And it gives you the next screen. I'll do a full video on it eventually. eventually. I think I might have been promising it for about a year, so maybe next year. Soon. Ironically, I reckon the video would do really well. People are interested in that sort of stuff. Have I ever interacted with Canvas classes? What's a Canvas class? No. Probably not. Which Linux distro are you using? This is Ubuntu with i3 WM. And I wish I hadn't. I started with it and I've got it all configured how I like it. But I wouldn't use it again if I was going to do it now. I really want to redo everything, but I just can't be bothered to reset everything up. But my virtual machine is Fedora i3, which I quite like because I like the package manager, DNF, and it's still pretty stable. It's like when you take an HTML course at your local community college. Nice. The only thing I can think of with Canvas is browser fingerprinting, because they do like a thing. What's it called? Canvas printing. What's the site called? Browser leaks. Everton got 10-point deduction. Yeah, I know. Oh well. Nope. This is all I can think of, which is obviously not what you mean. This is a great site, by the way. If you ever fancy checking out like what your I'm probably going to dox my IP if I go any further on there. If you want to check out how effective your Chrome browser is at being detected, that's a great site to go to. Oh, BF, brainfuck. Got ya. Oh, it's the best language ever. That message you wrote, that isn't coming up in this one. It's coming up in my... That's really weird. Must be filtered out. Yeah, so... okay, whatever. It's the best language. Yeah. I mean, obviously it is. Obviously it's the way forwards. Absolutely. Akamai. Is that what I was thinking of? Yeah. There we go. Doxing is if I accidentally show some like personal information about where I live on my IP or something like that. Which is why when I stream, I always try and use my VM because it's on top chat up top. Yeah, because when I always tend to use my VM, so like there's no personal information on there. 200k. What do you actually use it for then? I thought it was like not a real thing. My favourite guitarist? I don't know. I don't really follow guitar anymore. I stopped playing guitar about 9 or 10 years ago, really. I've just still got them because I don't know. I need to sell a few actually. I sold one recently, but I've got 3, 4. I've still got 5. Not only one of them's worth anything though, and I'm keeping that one. What's that from Autodocs Import? Are you making a joke? Sorry, I missed the context there. Tell me your favourite packages. Yeah, the ones that I use all the time. I always like to try and find. I went through a phase of like trying to find new and exciting and interesting Python packages, and I gave up because I just, I don't know. There was just too. It hides too much stuff away. So it's pretty cool. Oh, you doxing yourself? Yeah, I got you now. I see. I hope I didn't. I'm sure out of the 35 people that are in here, if you caught a glimpse of my IP address, planning to DDoS me now and take down my stream, destroy my livelihood, find where I live, come around my house. Yeah, I went to music college when I was about 20 years ago. How old am I? 18 years ago. And I think that was the year I was there, I think was the year that Dimebag was murdered. And we were sat in, I went to music college to play guitar, and we were sat in class, I think, if I remember this right, when was the date? Yeah, December the 8th, 2004, so that's when I was at college. And we all just sat there. It's like, and someone said, "Did you hear Dimebag's been?" And we all like couldn't believe it. It's crazy. Is Kai Havertz a flop? Yeah. He's a fill-in. He's a stand-in. He might become good, but we don't really need him. Have I tried ice cream? I haven't tried that one. No. I've heard about it. I saw a couple of people did someone do a video on it that popped on my thing. I just haven't bothered to look at it, to be honest. I suppose things like that, because doesn't it? Let's have a quick look. I'll Google ice cream and see what I find. Oh, you saw it? Oh, cool. No, I never got. I never really. I'm into that sort of music, but I never went to any festivals or anything like that. I went apart from local ones, like nothing serious. I wanted to go to Download a couple of times when I was younger, but I never bothered. Let's move this up here. We can see you at the same time. Smaller. There we go. Play guitar. No. I can't anymore. It's been so long. Yeah, it was nuts. Okay, so it prints expressions of variable names and their values 60% faster to type. I mean, why is that number 2 on your list of things? Does it use rich? So look. Looks like you need some sleep. It's the downwards lighting giving me black eyes. The light's up there. Okay. Okay. What we got going on? What is source mapping URLs? I don't know. Where did you see that? Okay. Oh, pretty print. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Terminal colors, standard error. Okay. Just like Rich. indented lines. Okay. Cool. I don't think I need to use that. Favorite band? Quite a few that I've listened to. I'm quite stuck in very narrow genre. I listen to lots of different things, but I only really listen to one thing. Right, my work here is done. We've got over 500 on Discord. How long are we going for? Just over an hour. Right, I think I'm going to call it there. Many new JS frameworks. I'm moving away. I'm anti-framework. I'm going to write every line of code myself in Python. I'm not even going to use anything. I write it all myself. I spend forever doing it. Right, I'm going to go now. I'm going to call it there. That was good fun though. I don't know how I feel about Elixir. I'm gonna have to go through it again, spend a bit of time on it, and come back and have a look and see how I feel. But thanks for stopping by, guys, and thanks to the new people that join the Discord as well. Make sure you say some stuff in there and keep a track, because I post the new videos up in there and everything as everything goes live. Thank you very much for chatting, and it's nice to see some familiar faces and, well, names at least. Really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for slinging by. So I'll see you guys again soon. Take care. Bye.